Oh man, my grandmother just got kidnapped and they said it was either she stays alive or Criterion stays alive. I'm gonna miss her, although she did get kinda cranky and stingy in her old age.
The Criterion Collection, one of the most likable companies to ever grace the planet. They're an American home distribution company that have spent years licensing and distributing classic and contemporary films around the world. They consistently put out excellent transfer releases, always making sure to add special features and knickknacks to add to the value. Now before you have a heart attack, yes, the average price for one of these things is $40, but I assure you, they are totally worth it.
Trust me, I don't like paying for anything like you do, but Criterion's one of the few companies in existence that I will happily fork my money over to because I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna be getting a good product. This is what ultimately has led them to stay afloat as a company. Customer satisfaction.
I already own the Grand Budapest Hotel on Blu-ray. I don't need to buy the Criterion. Yeah, I bought the Criterion.
To understand how we got to the Criterion we all know and love, we gotta go back to the beginning. Back to when this was their logo.
The year is 1984, and the Criterion Collection Company is officially founded by Robert Stein, Alan Stein, Joe Medjick, and later Roger Smith, all intense lovers of film. A year or so later, publishing company Voyager would come into play. Criterion would become a subordinate division to Voyager and have their films published through them. They would begin their distribution of classics with the extended storage offered by Laserdisc, a much clearer alternative to the other home video options at that point in time. This is what I would consider the original Criterion Collection, with their very first release being Spy No. 1, Citizen Kane. They made major innovations in the home video industry, including letterboxing films, which means keeping their films at their original aspect ratios, something that many other distributors later caught onto. They also played a major role in making special features a must-have in physical releases of films. The immense amount of special features that Criterion would pack into their films had them building a very strong reputation from the start. However, after their publishing company Voyager was taken apart and ultimately dissolved, Criterion became the company we're much more familiar with today, starting their DVD collection and back with their spy numbers in a brand new distributor. Spy No. 1, Grand Illusion, was officially released in DVD form by Criterion in 1998. This one, being the first DVD Criterion and labeled as Spy No. 1, has gone out of print, making it a bit of a pricey item online. While it's pretty easy to find, prices aren't too nice to get this thing in excellent condition. Fast forward to December 16th, 2008, where we finally get our first Criterion Blu-ray release, Chungking Express. This is where the true modern era of the Criterion Collection began, with Blu-ray releases slowly becoming a normality in the release schedule. And now, we get to today, where the collection is currently sitting at 1,040 films.
Well, it's not like I had a funeral to pay for or anything.
The amazing thing about the company is that, even at 1,040 different releases, they still have yet to release something that is worth tarnishing their reputation. This just goes to show that behind that slick and new Criterion logo, there are actual people who care about what they're doing. And that's honestly the best kind of company. Let's take a look at my very first Criterion purchase, Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove. I purchased this thing back when I was first starting my Blu-ray collection and had no idea what taking care of something meant, or what a Criterion meant. We have this beautiful cover to start things off, and yeah, I love this thing more than the original. It's so stylish and tells me so much more about the film while giving me something to take from it before and after watching the movie. We open it up and are greeted with a nice little package containing a cool booklet and a 1994 article written by the screenwriter himself on the making of the film. Going into the actual Blu-ray disc, we have tons and tons of special features available here. We got some trailers, excerpts from a 1980 and 1963 interview with Peter Sellers, more interviews with people who worked on the film, including Kubrick himself, 4 short documentaries, and the crown jewel of any Blu-ray Criterion release, the restored digital transfer. The quality of the image alone automatically makes this the definitive version of the film to own. Top this with all of the special features, bonuses, and beautiful presentation, and you have a product that is worth every penny. And if you're still not convinced by that $40 price tag, don't fret. Criterion has countless sales sprinkled throughout the year. In fact, there's one going on right now during the making of this video. The biggest sales of the year, though, come on July 1st and November 1st, and each last the whole month. This is where all the films in the Criterion Collection drop down 50% from their original price. So if you're looking to get started on collecting, I'd say these are the most optimal times to start. Aside from their fantastic releases, another one of my personal favorite aspects about the Criterion Collection is the discovery that comes with it. After all, Criterion isn't really known for putting out Hollywood blockbusters. Like, is Solo really going to be a hit among mainstream moviegoers? What? No, of course not. Why would you even ask that? They focus more on films that often don't get as much attention as they should, which leads to people like me having no idea what half their catalog even is. Like, what the hell is A Dillinger Is Dead? This is where blind buys come into the picture. You have no idea what you're buying. All you know is, well, you're buying something.
I recently blind bought this film right here, Life is Sweet, and I absolutely loved it. It reminded me a lot of what Noah Baumbach would later achieve with his wonderfully written characters and hard truths about life. There's this sense of optimism through its sadness, and I'm just so happy I own this thing now.
There's no better feeling than discovering something you enjoy or appreciate for the first time, and Criterion enables that to happen more often than not. This release right here is how I discovered Jackie Chan's Hong Kong filmography. I love Jackie Chan now. It's completely understandable how it could be seen as a gamble though. After all, these things aren't necessarily cheap. I wonder if there's just some cheaper way to watch Criterion's catalog. Oh wait, there is! The Criterion Channel. The company's attempt to join the new wave of streaming services, ambushing the public on all sides. To their credit though, the Criterion Channel is actually pretty great. They have their own thing going on, doing their usual classic contemporary film shtick. It totally has a place among all other good streaming services, and doesn't feel completely pointless like Quibi or CBS All Access. This is a fantastic way to easily watch films that you would otherwise never watch without the streaming service. They also have tons of other films like special collections, shows, double features, and more. Even though it's on the pricier side of most streaming services, if you have time to enjoy it, it's honestly a steal. Overall, the Criterion Collection as a company is just so great. Their releases of commonly underappreciated films have saved countless from going extinct in distribution, and their effort and passion has gone a long way in building a very appreciative and loyal customer base. My personal experience, as you could probably tell, has been nothing but positive, seeing as how their standard has given me an opportunity to own the best possible versions of films I love. And while there are no doubt other fantastic film distributors like Arrow Video adding to the excellent release quality pool, Criterion will always hold a special place in my heart for what they've done for me personally.
Now I swear I had a funeral to pay for. Nah, I didn't. Hey, this should work as a coaster. They have The Great Escape on Criterion now?